eno ye Extreme Media UJ. Subscribe for all updates.
Honorable MUSASIZI, you are reporting Uganda's exports reaching 13.4 billion. If you want me to be specific on slide number 9.
Yes, number 4.
Yes. Uganda's exports.
Slide number 9, point number 4.
Reaching 13.4 billion.
Slide number 9, point number 4.
Chairman, the information I am seeking is that a bulk of this is gold. Which gold you all know where it is coming from. In one of the recent reports, I think the Bank of Uganda, if I'm not mistaken, they put the total value from gold to either 5.8 or 6.8 billion, which is nearly half of the total exports. But the benefit to the country, which is my concern, Honorable MUSASIZI, is just 200 million US dollars. Because this gold is not from Uganda, it is being stolen from Congo and just processed and exported from Uganda. That's why the benefit to Uganda is 200 million US dollars. I am not an economist, but I want to be helpful. When we are celebrating this as an achievement, exporting Congo's gold, and then the benefit goes back to Congo, it's not an allegation. So I want to understand, why do we continue presenting our exports as having grown, yet nearly half of it is value from gold, and the proceeds go back to those who traffic their gold through Uganda. That's point number one, Minister. Point number 2. The theme, full monetization of the economy. I want to understand how we are going to measure this, because if you look at the figures, Bank of Uganda tells us people who have bank accounts in Uganda are just 2.7 million. I was looking at another Bank of Uganda report. The URA, okay, let me start with the URA. URA tells us they have registered 5.2 million taxpayers, but only 2.5 have paid some tax in the last financial year, and of those 1 million is pay as you earn. So this full monetization of the economy is measured against what? If the whole country has 2.7 million people who have bank accounts, and then the rest of the money you don't know where it is. So how are we going to measure that actually there is a full or partial or half or a quarter monetization of the economy? Finally, on PDM, through you, Mr. Chairman, if you read the report of the Auditor General, the latest, there are people who receive the money, a number of them pay school fees. There are others, you give the money to send. Why do we continue measuring the success of PDM in terms of just sending the money from finance? Because we have sent the money, therefore this is an achievement. Whether it has reached whether it is being eaten by some people. So what is the achievement and why is it measured just against the transfer of money?
I was excited by the presentation of the Honourable Minister. Although unfortunately, I can only go by what he said. I have not seen anything written, although he says he sent it to you. But it is very exciting to note that the ECO project has moved from being theoretical at a point in time and serious construction started, and that now it's and now it is at 80%. That is very exciting. But Honourable Minister, I wonder whether you can brief us on which, thank you very much. If you can brief us on which components you are actually referring to, which are now at 80%. For instance, I'm in particular interested how, with the pipeline, the actual laying of the pipeline, how much of that has now been laid? How many kilometers, just as a matter of interest, has been laid and buried? And looking at what is left for completion, of course we can, from what you've said, it's just 20%. Is that 20% the easiest or the hardest, especially when you think about the integration of systems and things like that? And when do you reckon we can see the project successfully completed? Finally, Honour Chair, I was excited also by the mention that over $1 trillion, I don't remember the exact figure, but you mentioned over $1 trillion will be available next year when our first oil comes. 2 trillion. Okay, the 2 trillions will be available. Can you kindly confirm when the first oil is actually expected? I think we are now talking in terms of 2026, 2027 financial year, but like which month? Are we 2 months? And when can we expect the first oil? When can we expect the first oil to flow through those pipelines? Thank you very much.
I have 2 issues, Chair. One is on the performance of subventions under the ministry. And the paper I have here on page 1, it is showing that UNOC did not receive any subvention in 2025 and this year. And I think the minister also confirmed in his speech. But when you look at the same paper on page 8, under UNOC, they are reporting physical performance.
Oh, you mean slide 8?
Not slide. There's a document here without slides.
Oh, the annex.
Performance, the annex, yes.
Oh, the
annex 1.
Annex 1.
Page 8 is talking of funding us at half year, 40 billion. And clearly stating what that has done. So I just wanted some clarification. You've just said you've not given them money, but at the same time you're reporting the performance of 40 billion, just for clarification. The second issue is on the reduced donor commitments, which is, to me, it's very concerning on the external financing, that we seem to, from this presentation, I think it's the slide of where the monies are reducing, slide 13, that under Invite and Grow, we will be missing out about 171 billion due to, according to your reason, reduced donor commitment. And in the same slide, I think slide 2, you were telling us about one of the challenges of low absorption. That is, I think, slide 7. Honorable Minister, what is causing this low donor commitment? Because it is so worrying that maybe next time we sit here and all our external funding is actually no more. So I think it would be pertinent that you let us know what is causing this donor commitment and what is the ministry doing about that. Is it low absorption? Is it corruption? Is it what? Thank you, Chair.
Without much ado, I would like to request that the Honourable Minister does the presentation. However, Honourable colleagues, I know you're concerned about the numbers, but we have a lot of work, and yet this committee, as you are aware, in this season we normally have the biggest load of work to handle. So we are working within the timelines, but without negating any details. So, Honourable Minister, we are going to be having you a lot. Even when it requires the whole day, we request that you bear with us, especially in this week. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I have dedicated all my time to support the budget process in Parliament until when it is approved. So I am here for you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chair and colleagues, I am here, as I mentioned earlier, to present the Ministerial Policy Statement for financial year 2026-2027 for vote 008, Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development. I wish to thank you for the opportunity to present and discuss the highlights of the budget for the vote under my docket. The Ministerial Policy Statement is in line with the requirements of Section 1215 of the PFM Act, which prescribes the format of the Ministerial Policy Statement. And the format is A, we state the achievements of the vote in the previous year. Mr. Chair, we shall run a PowerPoint to detail these things after. We have also included the annual and the 3 months work plan for the vote. We have included the annual procurement plan for the vote. We have included the recruitment plan and the statement of actions taken by the vote to implement recommendations of Parliament in respect to the report of the Auditor General, among others. Mr. Chair, the major achievements are: 1, strong economic growth. Mr. Chair, over the recent past, the economy has demonstrated strong and broad-based growth, expanding by 8.5% in the second quarter of financial year 2025-2026, up from 5.4% in the corresponding period of the previous financial year.
Honourable Minister, those you're talking notes, can we...
Mr. Chair,
you have a copy for the committee?
I forwarded a copy to you of my talking notes.
Yes. I think it's only one copy that you provided. So, honourable colleagues, it's not a long one. Let's be patient and pick that, and then just continue.
An opening statement, then we come to the detail.
Okay.
I want to plead with Honourable Ssemujju through the chair to...
No, he has accepted.
Thank you. Mr. Chair, I was stating that the economy in this period expanded by 8.5%, up from 5.4% in the corresponding period in the previous financial year. This performance reflects effective economic management supported by strong aggregate demand and sustained investment in productive sectors, particularly ICT, construction, and machinery, which are critical for the long-term growth and structural transformation. Point 2, price stability. A major achievement under the Ministry's mandate of macroeconomic stability has been the continued decline in inflation, which fell to 2.9% in February 2026 from 3.2% in January 2026, the lowest level recorded in the current financial year. This outcome reflects prudent fiscal and monetary coordination, improved food supply conditions, and the easing pressures in service prices, thereby protecting household purchasing power and supporting inclusive growth. Number 3, financial market stability. In financial markets, government successfully mobilized domestic financing through treasury bills and bonds, while interest rates on government securities declined across all maturities, signaling strong investor confidence and effective public debt management. Oversubscription in treasury bill auctions further demonstrates sustained market appetite for government instruments. Achievement 4, improved trade balance. Mr. Chairman, externally, the economy recorded a merchandise trade surplus of US dollars 147.26 million in January 2026, a significant turnaround from previous deficits. This was driven by a 72.1% increase in export earnings, particularly from gold, coffee, industrial products, and electricity. Although imports also increased, mainly machinery and vehicles, these were largely associated with productive investment, supporting future growth and revenue generation. Achievement 5 is domestic revenue mobilization. Mr. Chair and colleagues, the net revenue collection for Q2 period amounted to Uganda shillings 16,476.07 billion or 16.476 trillion against the target of 17.511 trillion. This translates into the performance of 94.09%, representing a revenue growth of 8.05% compared to the same period in fiscal year 2024-2025. Achievement 6 is on parish development model and wealth creation funds. Mr. Chairman, I wish to inform the committee that in the first half of financial year 2025-2026, all parish development model circles were capitalized with additional Uganda shillings 529 billion, with each of the 10,589 verified circles receiving Uganda shillings 50 million as the first tranche of capital. Cumulatively, Uganda shillings 3.63 trillion has been disbursed as parish revolving fund to the last mile beneficiaries. As a result, we have achieved financial inclusion for more than 3.6 million beneficiaries that were previously unbanked. Number 2, on Emyoga, Uganda shillings 100 billion was disbursed in affordable credit benefiting over 350,000 individuals, and Uganda shillings 76.32 billion in Emyoga City Capital was disbursed to 3,816 circles supporting over 1 million beneficiaries. Resultantly, over 1.1 million jobs were created and maintained through these interventions. On agricultural credit facility and agriculture insurance scheme, an amount of 40.7 billion was disbursed as government capitalization of the ACF, while 7.5 billion was disbursed as government subsidy to the Uganda Agriculture Insurance Scheme. A cumulative total of 959.919 farmers have benefited from this scheme. Mr. Chair, in preparation for the first oil, overall progress on development of ECOP is at 80%, while engineering studies are being conducted for the oil refinery project. The government expects about Uganda shillings 2.2 trillion from oil revenues next financial year, 2026-2027, of which Uganda shillings 1.4 trillion is programmed to finance the budget. Mr. Chair, I now come to the budget estimates for vote 008 and its subventions. Mr. Chair and colleagues, as the anchor institutions spearheading the implementation of both the NDP4 and the 10-fold growth strategy, we have properly aligned our budget and plans for financial year 2026-2027 to the ATM's anchor sectors to enable us actualize the 10-fold growth aspiration. The budget for financial year 2026-27 for vote 008 and the subventions under us are estimated as follows. 1. Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, Uganda shillings 2.78 trillion. This is the main, and the subventions have the following allocations. 1. Tax Appeals Tribunal, 7.728 billion. PPDA Appeals Tribunal, 4.2 billion. Economic Policy Research Center, the one of Dr. Sarah, whom you have seen for the first time. Dr. Sarah, you can raise your hand. The members want to see you properly. Her vote is 10.425 billion. Capital Markets Authority, 9.354 billion. Mr. Chairman, I want to believe you have met my president, Josephine Osia, before. She's my president in the Institute of Certified Public Accountants. Past president. So she's the CEO of that vote. Sorry, of the subvention. Mr. Ochichi under Enterprise Uganda, 26 billion. Microfinance, Ochichi is here by himself. Microfinance Support Center.
Ochichi is a brand.
Ochichi is a brand. Known to all the MPs here. Microfinance Support Center, 176.670 billion. This is under Mujuni, who is represented by who? The Deputy E.D. Heren is here. Uganda Development Bank, 415.190 billion, represented by who? UDB, who is the main person. What is your name again? Doctor? What is your position? Chief Economist? is representing MD Patricia Ojangole. Agricultural Credit Facility, this is under Bank of Uganda. I don't know whether Richard is here.
Actually, Honorable Minister, we noted that PPDA Tribunal, Power Bank, IRA, and Agricultural Credit Facility were absent.
Mr. Chair, UNOC is absent because, as you can see,
Pride is it? I mean, Power. I said Pride, sorry.
Mr. Chair, why UNOC? We are yet to allocate funds to this subvention. We are still consulting because there are a number of things they are doing. We don't want to come here and again we come back and make addendums. Then Power Bank is 4.086 billion. Where is Power Bank? They are absent. Since I'm here, I can speak on their behalf. Mr. Chairman, in conclusion, Mr. Chair, sorry? Housing Finance doesn't receive any allocation from here. It is self-sustaining now and making some profit also. Mr. Chair, in conclusion, the overall economic outlook remains positive. The economy is characterized by strong growth momentum, low inflation, stable financial markets, and improving external performance. Going forward, the Ministry remains focused on addressing emerging risks, including fiscal pressures, while sustaining the gains achieved under its core mandate of sound economic management. Mr. Chair, at this juncture, I want to invite the accounting officer to take us through a detailed PowerPoint presentation.
Abalungi abatuuliriza era abatulaba olunaku olwaleero tuchaddeko ewa Sheikh Asiraf Dembe.
Sebo sanyusa okubalaba amannya agange nze Sheikh Asiraf Dembe akola ku bizibu by'enjawulo. Omuntu singa aba alina ebirwadde tumusomereddwa, tumuwa amazzi ga lukuya nga bw'obadde ogalaba, tugenda abantu ku kyoto ne twokya emizimu emibi egibabaamu n'okulomba edduwa. Abantu singa abeera ng'ali wano atuuse sobola okumulombera edduwa, ne waba atatuuse nga mpadde amannya ge naye ng'ali wala. Neetaase enamba yange yeno eri 0707763711. Namwe bannyinaffe abali ebweru oyagala okuba nti oyagala okulombera ku dduwa ng'olina ebizibu, viza zibuze, amaka gakolongotana, sente zikola zimpita mu ngalo, ojja kumpeereza ekifaananyi kyo n'amannya go, ebyo byokka bijja kummala, nja kukulombera edduwa, ojja kutereera. Olunaku olusembayo mu mwezi mba n'edduwa eyawamu ffenna n'abalwadde bange abakadde n'abapya. Salaamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.